Most people walk through life carrying the past like a heavy, rusted anchor. They believe that what has happened is fixed, immutable, and forever etched into the fabric of time. They say, I am this way because of what happened to me, or I cannot succeed because of my previous failures. By holding on to these stories, they are unknowingly using the law of assumption in reverse. They are assuming that their past is a solid cause that must dictate their present and future effects. They are prisoners of a shadow that has already passed. Neville Goddard's most radical and perhaps most liberating teaching is that the past is not fixed at all. It is a current assumption. Your memory of what happened is not a factual record. It is a creative act occurring in the now. The power of the I am is not limited by time, because you are the dreamer of the dream. You have the divine right to go back into the script of your life and edit the scenes that no longer serve your highest purpose. This is not about denial. It is about spiritual revision, the art of changing the cause to change the effect. Today, we will explore the fastest way to rewrite your entire history. Using the law of revision, you will learn that you are not a victim of your biography, but the architect of your autobiography. By the end of this journey, you will understand how to prune the garden of your past so that only the flowers of your desires can grow in the present. If you are ready to shed the skin of your old self and emerge as a sovereign creator, let us begin the process of total historical transformation. To understand how to rewrite the past, you must first challenge your fundamental understanding of time. In the world of Caesar, time is seen as a linear progression from past to future. But in the world of the spirit, time is a sequence of states that all exist simultaneously in the infinite now of God. Your past is not gone. It is a state of consciousness that you are currently vibrating with. When you remember a traumatic or negative event, you are not looking back. You are bringing that state into your present awareness. The plasticity of time means that the past is just as malleable as the future. Both are constructs of the imagination. If you can imagine a future that hasn't happened yet, you can just as easily imagine a past that didn't happen according to the senses. The subconscious mind does not know the difference between a memory and a current experience. It only knows what you feel to be true right now. Therefore, if you change the feeling associated with a past event, you have literally changed the past within the only realm that matters. Your consciousness. This is the foundation of the law of assumption. You assume the feeling of a different past until that new story becomes the dominant vibration in your mind. You are not changing the facts of the 3D world. You are changing the source code of your reality. Once the internal record is altered, the external world must, by law, rearrange itself to match the new history. You are moving from a timeline of struggle to a timeline of triumph by simply deciding that the past was different than it appeared to be. Neville Goddard called the technique of rewriting the past the pruning shears of revision. He suggested that at the end of every day, before you fall asleep, you should review the events of the day. If any event did not go the way you wished it had, you should not accept it as a fact. Instead, you should go back into your imagination and rewrite that scene. You play it over in your mind exactly as you would have liked it to happen, feeling the emotions of success, joy, or peace, as if that were the only truth. Revision is the act of taking the unpleasant parts of your life and transforming them into something beautiful. If you had a difficult conversation with a boss, you revise it so that they were complimentary and supportive. If you received bad news, you revise the letter or the phone call so that the news was exactly what you wanted to hear. You do not do this as a fantasy or a daydream. You do it with the intensity of a creator who is correcting a mistake in their masterpiece. You stay in the revised scene until it takes on the sensory vividness of reality. The beauty of revision is that it acts like a spiritual eraser. By refusing to accept the negative events of the day as final, you prevent them from taking root in your subconscious and manifesting again tomorrow. You are pruning the weeds before they can choke the garden. This is the fastest way to change your life because it addresses the cause immediately. You are not waiting for the future to improve. You are ensuring that the past no longer has the power to poison your present. Many people struggle to manifest wealth, love, or health because their current assumptions are built on a foundation of past failures. If you believe you are bad with money because of a business failure 10 years ago, that memory is an active block. It is a stencil that the subconscious uses to filter every new opportunity. You may affirm abundance all day long, but if your deep-seated assumption is, I am a person who fails, the law of assumption will faithfully bring you more. Failure to match your identity Your past acts as a glass ceiling. It defines what you think is natural for you. If your childhood was marked by lack, then lack feels natural, and abundance feels like a foreign, temporary invader. The invisible scars of the past are constantly broadcasting a signal to the world, telling people how to treat you and telling the universe what to give you. You are manifesting from a wounded self-concept, trying to build a palace on a swamp of regret and shame. Rewriting the past is the only way to clear these blocks permanently. When you revise the business failure into a success, or the neglect into a childhood of love, you are changing your default settings. You are giving the subconscious a new blueprint. Suddenly, manifestation becomes effortless. Because you are no longer fighting against your own history, you have become a person who has always been successful, always been loved, and always been healthy. The past no longer blocks the light. It becomes the light. Neville's metaphor of the pruning shears is profound because it implies that the past is a living thing, like a vine. If left unmanaged, the vine will grow wild, producing bitter fruit and tangling itself around your potential. To prune is to consciously choose what lives and what dies in your garden. You must be ruthless with your memories. If a memory does not bring you peace, power, or joy, it is a dead branch that must be cut away so that the life force can be redirected into your new assumptions. This pruning is not a one-time event, but a daily practice of spiritual height. Just as you wash your body every day, you must wash your mind of the dust of the day's events. Most people go to bed in a state of reaction, replaying their problems and worries, which only reinforces the negative vine. By using the shears of revision, you ensure that you only fall asleep in the state of the wish fulfilled. You are deciding which version of the past is allowed to enter the womb of your subconscious. When you consistently prune the day's failures into successes, something miraculous happens to your character. You lose the capacity for resentment and regret. You stop being a victim of circumstances because you know that no circumstance is final until you have had your say in the imagination. You begin to walk with the poise of a master, knowing that you have the power to call those things which be not as though they were. You are the gardener of your own soul, and your shears are always sharp. For revision to be effective, it must be more than a mere mental correction. It must have the sensory vividness of an actual experience. When you go back to rewrite a scene, you must use all your imaginal senses. If you're revising a cold rejection into a warm embrace, you must feel the physical pressure of the person's arms here, the specific tone of their voice saying the words you wanted to hear, and even smell the environment. The more real the new memory feels, the more quickly the subconscious accepts it as the truth. The subconscious mind does not respond to abstract ideas. It responds to sensory data and feeling. If you simply think, "I wish that hadn't happened," you are still acknowledging that it did happen. But if you immerse yourself in the revised scene until you can see the light reflecting off the surfaces and hear the background noise of the room, you are providing the subconscious with a new fact. You stay in this loop until the revised version feels more natural to you than the original event. This is where the magic of the law of assumption truly shines. By giving the new memory the quality of reality, you are overriding the old neural pathways. You are creating a false memory that the universe treats as the primary truth. When you wake up the next morning, the sting of the old event is gone. It feels distant, like something you saw in a movie, while the new, revised version feels like a solid, personal memory. You have successfully changed the frequency of your history. The most profound result of rewriting your past is the immediate shift in your self-concept. Your identity is a collection of your assumptions about who you have been. If you change who you were, you automatically change who you are. If you revise a lifetime of being overlooked into a lifetime of being chosen, you stop being a person who begs for attention and start being a person who expects favor. This shift happens not through years of therapy, but through the singular act of imaginative revision. When the past is rewritten, the facts of the present lose their grip on you. You no longer feel defined by your bank account or your relationship status, because you know that those things are just delayed reflections of an old story you have already edited. You walk through the world as a person who has always been victorious. This new self-concept acts as a magnet, drawing new circumstances, new people, and new opportunities that align with your revised history. You have become a new creature. This is why Neville insisted that revision is the fastest way to change your life. It bypasses the slow process of building new habits and goes straight to the core of identity. When you change the foundation of your life, your past the entire structure must change. You are no longer trying to get something in the future. You are realizing that you have always had it. This is the ultimate sovereignty. The power to redefine yourself from the inside out, regardless of what the 3D world says is true. The law of revision also applies to your relationships through the principle of everyone as you pushed out. If you have a conflict with someone, or if you feel they have mistreated you, that treatment is a reflection of your own assumptions about them and yourself. By revising your past interactions with that person, you are changing the script they are forced to play in your reality. You are not changing them. You are changing your version of them. If you go into your imagination and revise a past argument into a moment of mutual understanding and respect, you have changed the energy between you. When you next encounter that person, you will often find that their behavior has changed to match your new assumption. They may apologize for something they forgot they did, or they may simply start treating you with the kindness you imagined. They are actors in your dream, and you have given them a better role to play. This is a powerful way to heal families, friendships, and professional relationships. You do not need to have a conversation with the other person in the 3D world to fix things. You simply need to have the conversation in the silence of your own mind. By being faithful to the revised past, you are offering them a new pattern to mirror. You are lifting the weight of past grievances off the relationship, allowing a new, harmonious reality to emerge. Revision is the ultimate tool for interpersonal peace. The final step in rewriting your past is the persistence in the new story. The 3D world is a world of shadows and echoes. Even after you have successfully revised a scene, the echoes of the old past may still appear for a short time. You might get a bill that relates to an old debt, or someone might mention an old failure. This is the testing of your faith. You must not react to these shadows as if they were the truth. You must look through them to the light of your revision. Persistence means that when the old memory tries to surface, you immediately replace it with the revised version. You do not argue with the old memory or feel guilt for lying to yourself. You simply state with the authority of the I am, no, that is not what happened. This is what happened. You treat the revised scene as the only objective truth. Eventually, the old memory will lose its emotional charge and fade into the background, while the new story becomes the solid ground on which you stand. By living in the revised story, you are forcing the manifestation. You've occupied the state of the person who has the past they desired. This is the final victory of the law of assumption. You have realized that you are the master of time and space. You are no longer waiting for the world to change. You have changed the source of the world. You walk the bridge of incidents with absolute certainty, knowing that the past you have imagined is the only past that exists in the eyes of the spirit. It is finished.